OpenAI just released Sora, their text-to-video AI model, and it is amazing. In this video, we're going to look at a bunch of videos that have been made using this AI technology. It's amazing how far this stuff has come, and we're going to talk a little bit about what this means for business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives. But this first video is generated by ChatGPT, by OpenAI, and here's the prompt. Beautiful, snowy Tokyo City is bustling. The camera moves through the bustling street, following several people enjoying the beautiful snowy weather and shopping at nearby stalls. Gorgeous sakura petals are flying through the wind along with snowflakes. So you can see the more detailed that you are with your prompts, the better your result. But look at this. You have physics, you have lighting, you have people, you have movement, you've got detail. Look at how many objects, everything here in this bakery. You've got the people walking. They look normal. They don't look like they have a bunch of fingers. If you didn't know that this was AI, if I did not told you that this was AI, you would not know it. And with their new model, Sora, you can have videos up to 60 seconds long. This is like crazy. I recorded a video a little while ago. I'll put a link up here of AI text to AI video or AI text to video. And it looked crazy. It looked crazy. And that was just, 6 to 8 months ago. Now you've got this. Now, all of the people in Hollywood should be terrified because this is going to dramatically change the way that videos are made. I mean, it's just shocking. We're going to talk about some more of the implications here. But let's look at some more examples. And I will say that one of the challenges, one of the issues that we have with this type of program is you're not going to be able to edit, at least not right now. It seems like the text, the AI image and video generators don't give you layers. So what that means is that when you're generating video and creative work, there's going to be layers. There's video A, B, C. You might overlay text or images. You can't do that very seamlessly. So for example, if you said, hey, I want to change the text on this banner, you can't just simply do that. So, I mean, there's maybe a way that we can do an export into Epic Games Unreal Engine at some point, but we'll have to see. Regardless though, being able to type in a few words and get a result like this is bananas. Bananas. Let's look at a few more here. This is a woolly these are woolly mammoths that were generated with AI. Look how real that looks. Look at that. That is so insane. It is so insane how real that looks. We got to look at some more examples here. Here's another one. Look at the face. Look how real these people look. They're like on some sort of planet. They're, I don't know, trying to bust open this spacecraft. It says a movie trailer featuring the adventures of the 30-year-old spaceman wearing a red wool knitted motorcycle helmet, blue sky, salt desert, cinematic style, shoot on 35mm film, vivid colors. That's it. That's what you type in, and this is the result. Look how amazing that is. That's crazy. A gorgeously rendered papercraft world of a coral reef rife with colorful fish and sea creatures. Now, the other thing that's interesting here is it's actually changing scenes. It's shifting scenes. So it'll show you one video image, then it cuts scene to the next. So you're actually getting pattern interrupts. It's just so crazy. Animated scene features a close-up of a short, fluffy monster kneeling beside a melted candle. I mean, look at this. Look, the other thing that I think is worth understanding here is the way that it's using light. So I'm going to kind of pause it here. You can see that you've got a candle here, and you can see that the light is refracting off of his face, and look how realistic this looks. The fur and the light off of the candle shining on his face. You also have light behind him. Like, lighting like this is historically very, very difficult. Companies like Pixar spent years and years and years, tons of years to get to this type of result. And now AI can get there almost instantly. You can see there's some weird things kind of going on with his fingers a little bit. I expect that will be kind of sorted out a bit. But look at the lighting is truly, truly spectacular. The wax melting on the candle. Super, super cool. It's these small little details that really bring stuff together. So this is a stylish woman walking down a Tokyo street filled with warm, glowing neon and animated city signage. She wears a black leather jacket, a long red dress, black boots, carries a black purse. She wears sunglasses and red lipstick. Wow. Look at her. You would not know. You would not know that that was AI generated. So that's the other thing that, again, in the future, some of the biggest influencers in the world are going to be AI generated images and AI generated video, because it's going to be so easy to create them. Another one of the challenges that I've seen is it's difficult to recreate the same person. So you might get a really gorgeous looking image of this woman, but you might say, you know what? I want to make a slight change. I want to, do the same thing, the same exact woman, but let's make her walking down New York City street. And it's not going to be able to do that. It's not going to be able to mimic that. So these are some things that I think we should be, kind of paying attention to, and some of the things that need to adapt in order to create some better situations. And as a business owner, someone who works in marketing and creative, I help business owners launch and automate podcasts. We turn that into your entire marketing presence. One of the things I look at is how can we use this technology like Sora to generate really eye-popping, awesome video content? And how can we automate it with programs like Zapier, for example? If let's say that you record a podcast and then we use Zapier to take out parts of that podcast, parts of the text, shoot it over to OpenAI, over to Sora, and start creating video, that we could create B-roll for our videos very, very quickly, take that B-roll, layer it over the podcast. There's some really, really, I think, cool stuff that can happen there. Let's look at a few more examples, because this is truly, truly stunning. So look how easy this was for Rowan Chung to write this. A tabby cat going through the woods. And look at this. Look at this cat. This is shocking. It's so shocking how far we've come. Let's look some more. An insanely detailed video of a woman's eye blinking, generated with AI using Sora. Look at that. I'm just kind of speechless with what's going to be possible. We've already seen this. A futuristic city in harmony with nature by Sora. Look at this. So, where is this all going? We've talked about a business application. One of the, I think, recreational applications that we're going to see with this kind of thing is you're going to have the ability to create your own personalized video experiences at home. Okay, so for example, you sit home and you say, hey, Sora, generate me a 45-minute movie about a prince that saves the princess from the dragon, right? And it's going to generate the entire image. You're probably just going to be able to watch it on your phone. Maybe you're going to have some 3D goggles on, something like that. It's going to be a very, very immersive, customized experience. Another cool thing that I think some of the big movie studios are going to probably look at doing is saying, hey, you really love Harry Potter, but there's only 7 movies, right? Well, you can use AI to create extra video on top of that. So maybe instead of just watching The Sorcerer's Stone, which is, an hour and a half long, you say, hey, give me an extra 25 minutes on the back end so we can continue that story moving forward. You also might say something like, hey, I want to watch The Hobbit, but only through the eyes of Gandalf. Only through the eyes of Gandalf. I don't want to know about, Bilbo Baggins and the dwarves. Just give me Gandalf. So you can start to see, there's some really cool stuff that you're going to be able to do, create these custom experiences, which I think is super, super interesting. Here's another one. This Minecraft clip was created 100%. And this is kind of, another thing that you're going to see too, just being able to create different experiences with video. And again, Minecraft is a big brand, but you can see what you're able to do here. Another thing that I think is obvious, I've talked about this in the past as well, is the porn industry. It's OnlyFans, influencers. It's going to, these videos are going to be able to create the most perfect, beautiful human beings. And, there's just no reason why you're going to watch, these types of movies and videos with regular humans, you're not going to have the exploitation of having humans in that industry. So for better or for worse, I think that we can expect that happening. As a father with a young daughter and a young son, that type of thing does concern me for multiple reasons. The other issue is that it's going to create an impossible standard for women and girls to live up to, because you're just never going to be able to live up to the most perfect, beautiful women on the internet. Now, look at this too, by the way. Look at the detail on this guy, the hair, the wrinkles in his face, people walking in the background. Again, the lighting. I can't emphasize enough how difficult it is to get this lighting correct, but you've got like this yellow kind of like glow here on his forehead. You've got some backlighting on the back of his cap and on his shoulder. This video is really, really shocking. It's just unbelievable. Bling Zoo, this is kind of a cool one too. And again, you can see the prompts are not that complicated. Bling Zoo by Sora with shot changes all generated from a single video. So this is a turtle eating diamonds, it looks like, which is kind of funny. Here's a monkey with a crown on. Yeah, you could probably see that for a second. He had an extra hand, an extra arm. So still some weird stuff. This looks like this tiger has like a third leg. So there is still going to be some weird stuff that we're just going to see kind of fleshed out. But you can see how far that we've come. I'm going to actually show you an example of an older video that was generated with AI, and you can see how far we've come in just a few months. So here's an example of a video of AI Will Smith eating spaghetti pasta. This came out, in 2023, just under a year ago. And just look at this. Look how insane this looks. This does not look realistic at all. This just looks like insanity. Like his hand is turning into spaghetti and his mouth is kind of like, at the time I was still pretty amazed because I could see where we are. But just after a few months, we've gone from this to this. In just a few months, we've gone from Will Smith pasta to dogs playing in the snow. Look at the physics of the snow, and you're just able to generate images almost instantly. This is just absolutely crazy. I can see the implications for a commercial use. I can see the use for business owners using in marketing, movie studios, home entertainment. There's so many implications in how this is going to impact basically the way that entertainment works in the world today. So it's just, here's another one. Drone view of waves crashing against the side of the cliff. There's a ton of examples on the web, on Twitter. I'd encourage you to check it out. I would also encourage you, if you want to keep up to date on what's happening, go to aiupdate.ai. And I'm going to keep you up to date with the newest information at aiupdate.ai. Totally free. And guess what? When you go there and you plug in your email, I'm also going to send you my free, absolutely free ChatGPT guide, hundreds of prompts, all my best tips, ways to automate with ChatGPT, some really, really cool stuff, which again, was where this kind of gets interesting for me as a business owner, someone who's looking to scale and automate stuff for clients, is how do we automate more things? So you can get that free ChatGPT guide at aiupdate.ai. In the meantime, woo! Wow. I hope you're as stunned as I am. Leave a comment below if you are stunned. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.